Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I am going to bring you my January goals video. So I've been wanting to do this. I've been actually thinking about doing this for a few months now, and I didn't necessarily want to jump in at the end of the year. I had the holidays coming up and I knew I wouldn't be, as motivated to stick to things or get things done. But when we kind of give you let's jump back to December. So in December, what I did is I decided to do a challenge to myself just to kind of keep me motivated so that I didn't fall off the wagon. I'm sure that you're in the same boat that I was, that there were holidays, there were parties, there were gatherings, and December just gets busy and your schedule just totally seems to be off. So what I did is I decided to challenge myself with 20 days of activity. So 20 days of 30-minute activity. And I threw it out there on social media. I talked to my class about it and just explained that this was my challenge. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick to it. And I'm happy to say that I actually did it. It was a little bit of a stretch goal for somebody that doesn't work out. So I'm super excited that I was able to accomplish that. So when I finally finished my last 30-minute session of activity, I thought, you know what, maybe now's the time. Now's the time to go ahead and start this so that I can stay motivated, so that I can have a little bit of extra accountability, and I can maybe accomplish things this year that I've had on my list for a while. So I've got a list in front of me. So let's get started, and I'll tell you exactly what my goals are, and then hopefully at the end of January, before February starts, I can come back at you and tell you that I've accomplished some things. So the first goal is a continuation from one of my 2018 goals, and that is to read one book per month. And currently, I brought my books out so I would be prepared today. Currently, I'm reading this, Girl Wash Your Face. And just getting started on it. I'm probably maybe 2, maybe 3 chapters into it. I love Rachel Hollis. I listen to her podcast all the time. When she does her Facebook Lives, I try to go back and rewatch those. And her husband are just so inspiring. So I'm super excited to read this book, and I've already pre-ordered her next book, which I think is called Girls Stop Apologizing. And super excited about reading that one too. So that will be my March book, hopefully. I'll get that in the beginning of March so that I can get started on it. Now, if I am a little more motivated and I can get that one done, I have a second book on my radar, and it's Cold Dark Places by Kylie Brandt, and I have this one here on my Kindle. And that one is actually, if you are an Amazon Prime member, that one's actually free right now on Amazon Prime. So you get, I think, 10 books a month. If you don't know that, I didn't know that when I first got my Amazon Prime. So you are actually able to download a certain number of books and keep them on your download. So I think it's like 10 books, and then as you finish reading those, return them back to the library and you can download another one. So that's a Prime member bonus, I think. So one of my girlfriends, Shanna, is doing a book club. She's starting up a book club for 2019, and this is one of the books that she's doing. Now, I don't think I can attend her book club because of some commitments that I have on the dates that she has chosen, but I'm hoping to go ahead and read this just in case I can fit it into my schedule, and then I can be on board for whichever book is chosen for February. All right, so that is my first goal. The second one is I'm gonna try 2 new recipes each and every month. So I've been doing really good with this goal. I started this one again. This is a carryover from 2018. And I'm going to continue to do this because it's great to find some new things. I have found so many recipes that I totally love and have actually incorporated them into my rotation. So 2 new recipes a month. Now, here's another fun one. I would like to scrapbook for 1 hour every month. I would like to increase that, but if I can fit that in for 1 hour in January, hallelujah. Because I just don't seem to have the time, and I don't make it a priority. Now, I do head off with some girlfriends a couple times a year for a scrapbook weekend, and I always say, when I get home, I'm gonna finish this or I'm gonna do this. Totally don't do it. Normally I get home and either I'm really motivated and I put my stuff away, or it sits there and then I have to, when I need to do a project, I have to pull everything back out. So scrapbook 1 hour this month. The next thing is I'm going to carry over my December goal of the 30 minutes of activity, but I'm not going to be crazy. I'm going to commit to 30 minutes of activity 3 times a week. Check. I've got a list in front of me, so I'm just reading off of it. The next thing is I'm going to try to eat from my freezer in the month of January. Our freezers are out of control. When I meal prep, sometimes I will cook one, freeze one. I don't know if you follow that method, but you can cook one meal and just make double and freeze one so you have it for later. So I have frozen, a ton of frozen things. So we really need to eat some of that stuff up. So I'm hoping to cut back on my grocery shopping this month and be able to get some of that stuff out of my freezer. And the last thing that I want to do is I'll kind of give you the backstory. I went through my entire house and walked into each room from the doorway and said, if I needed to declutter, clean, or decorate this space, what are the items that I would like to do? So what I did is I made a master list. I mean, I seriously walked around with a pad of paper and just started jotting down everything that I saw. I didn't stop, I didn't clean, I didn't do anything. I just jotted just a master list of every room. And then I put that into my Google Calendar, and I love my Google Calendar. So I put that into my Google Calendar under my task list, and I have that in there. Now I've had that in there for most of 2018 because, again, I am a list maker and I'll make a list. It doesn't actually mean I follow through with it. So I have those on my master list. So what I'm going to do is I am going to commit to tackle my living room in January. So I am going to hopefully get my husband on board, and we are going to finish the remodel of my living room. I'm sure that it will not be completely remodeled because of the fact that I'm planning on getting a new tile floor, wink wink. But I would like to at least get the walls painted and get it decorated. So that's my goal for January, to get it completely decluttered and redecorated in the month of January. So hopefully that's a good thing. We'll get that done, and then in the spring when he's able to pull out the tile saw or whatever he plans on doing, he'll be able to finish up the floor, and that room will just be completely redone. So that is my January goals. Let me check one more time. Yep, January goals. So going to recap those for you really quick. Going to read 1 book a month. I'm going to try 2 new recipes. I'm going to scrapbook for 1 hour, 30 minutes of activity 3 times a week. I'm going to get some of that food eaten out of my freezer and get that thing somewhat emptied. And I'm going to declutter and decorate the living room. So I know that's a long list. Hopefully I can accomplish, if I just accomplish half those things, I am way further ahead than I was before. So let's see how far I get. I will recap this list in, I guess, at the end of the month. And then I will have a new list, which I'm sure will be a continuation of a few of these things. And then hopefully add something on or be able to cross something off. So with that said, I'm going to sign off from here. Your challenge, I always try to throw a challenge or a question in all of my videos. So your challenge with today's video is, have you made a goals list for January? And you could just say yes or no. And if you want to add in what you're doing or what you're planning, please post that below too. I'd love to see what you're doing. All right, with that said, signing off. Have a great month, and we'll see you next time. Bye.